Hello, everybody. We are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo. This is my forever co-host, Jum. Today, we talk about Before Sunrise, following Love Actually. So, it's another romance that is pretty straightforward if I'm thinking about it real.
Yeah, and this one makes sense.
Yeah,
No, like okay, Love Actually has its moments and where it's like nice and romantic in some
yeah,
areas, but this one's just so. Uh, would I say real?
yeah,
Would I say a little realistic? Like it's every indie kid's dream to find somebody in this kind of situation and be in that situation where
yeah,
if you don't know what the Before trilogy, uh, they
yeah,
meet in like years apart. They only
yeah,
meet for one day, years apart. So that's like the entire concept of this trilogy, and I would say it's very beautiful. It's very nice. Sure, it's a little artsy from here to there when they talk about like
life.
some
Right.
life and some topics. Like you can hear a lot of maybe some student films or some other films that probably got influenced by this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And of course, this stars Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and is directed by Richard Linklater, who later on goes on to do Boyhood. So
Okay.
yeah, so he's a knack.
With Ethan Hunt as well, right?
Yeah, he has a knack for like doing a realistic. I wouldn't say biopics, but like just realistic stories.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, they meet Ethan Hawke, Jesse and Celine meet at somewhere in Europe,
It was the middle of I think
Austria.
Germany
Yeah,
to
yeah.
I'm guessing Italy.
Austria. I think it was Austria, right? Yeah,
They
Austria.
were in Austria.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And they just hit it off like two complete strangers, and yeah, that does happen in life. I've seen
It
it.
does.
Yeah,
It does. It's also like a very nice concept to think about when you're like
yeah,
say you're on your bucket list trip to Europe and you're like, oh, maybe I might meet the love of my life, or maybe I might meet the love of my life for that day, kind of
yeah.
thing. And it's a very nice and sweet romantic thing.
With
And yeah,
no, it was with the dialogue when they're talking about various topics of like life, love, death. Kind of feels like someone's playing what's it called the game? We're not really strangers in real
mm,
life. Where it
yeah.
starts out like, oh, what's your favorite color? It's blue, and it becomes, what's
I
your
was like,
greatest
what
fear?
would you do when you're on your last moments of death? It was like of life. I'm like, oh,
Do you have fear that
no.
you will never amount to anything in this life and everything is futile? You're like, I thought my favorite color was just blue. Where did we get to this?
But you kind of get it though, because the guy's not there long. He's
Yeah,
not dying. But he's not gonna stay in Europe long. He has a flight to catch the next day, and he's just making the best out of this one day.
yeah,
Where we get a little bit of backstory on Ethan Hawke's character. I forgot his name.
Jesse.
Uh, Jesse, where he went to Europe to visit his girlfriend, and he finds out that it,
His
what was it like? She didn't cheat on him.
lost
She
interest.
just lost interest. Like she didn't want him around.
Yeah,
And for sure that's heartbreaking, and like for sure he had like a whole bucket moment, like yeah, fuck it, like just let's just talk to this girl on the train,
yeah.
you know.
He saw his shot and he's like, you know what? When does this ever happen? Like, it's not like we're in the later end of the 2000s or 2010s or 2020s where you think about it too much. You're like, you know what? Nah. I guess
Yeah,
people were thinking differently in the 90s.
yeah. And we get like this beautiful journey with them, and they go around Venice, no,
Vienna.
Vienna,
Yeah.
my bad. They go around Vienna, and some ideologies clash, some ideas clash, some ideas, marry each other very
Yeah.
well when it comes to both of them, which is like a very human conversation, I would say.
Yeah.
It's a very real conversation, and you would think, oh, isn't that a little too soon to ask these kind of questions when it comes to like you remember they're only here for one night.
Yeah, might as well ask these questions. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it if like you were like in an office and you asked like, "What is your greatest fear?" and the person's like, "What the fuck? I just wanted coffee."
What would be your last thoughts on your deathbed? I'm like,
It's like, man, I just want the printer toner. Why are you so weird?
but yeah.
But yeah, there's not saying that this movie doesn't have any, it's not deep, but
No.
not much happens in terms of like plot wise. It's like two people travel a city at nighttime and slowly develop feelings for each other, and it's just two people walking through a beautiful city at night. That's about it.
Yeah. And like, there's this whole feeling of like, will they, won't they? We, of course, we know they will.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was like, does he just want a one night stand, or does he really want this whole weird and obscure, like, relationship with this girl?
Yeah, and that's why by the end you're like, I kind of hope they keep that 5 year, what was it, 5 month
It was
promise?
like 6 month
Six-
promise.
yeah.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, because saw the synopsis of the other ones, so I'm like, oh,
What was the synopsis of the,
I think it was 9 years after,
Jesus Christ.
right? That's it. That's like an entire life already of like, oh, what did I miss in your life? A lot. You missed a lot.
You missed the shit then. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're in some boring job for 9 years, then I really feel sorry for you. It's like, how's your
Mhm.
job? I'm still in the same position. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, then I guess it'll be nice to meet
yeah.
the one.
Yeah, after that bullshit of 9 years of suffering, maybe.
Yeah.
Any
And
topic?
like, yeah.
I was going to say, any topic they bring up that stuck in your mind?
Uh, there was one thing that I didn't like about Ethan Hawke's character Jesse, where Vienna would have like these weird, not traditions, but like they have a fortune teller on the side. They would have people who do plays, or like there's something with a little magic in it. Sure, it might not be real, but it brings magic and character to the town
Yeah.
or like the place you're visiting. But he tries to debunk it and tries to be a little real. Where even he points it out that what was it? He likes to babble about pseudoscience and like try to disprove things. And I was like, yeah, you do that a lot. And it's kind of annoying. Where then again, at least they pointed it out. Like, yeah, that's an annoying thing to do. Where clearly this girl has like the magic of the experience. Where a fortune teller tells her, "Hey, you just met this stranger on the train." And I was like, "Wow, how'd you know that?" Like,
Yeah.
and then he kind of ruins the moment by like, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, that's the worst where someone believes in some magic in this world and someone's like, actually, you're like, can you please just shut up?
Yeah, he's a Reddit post. It's like, well, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I think my favorite one's the topic on this is the church, and then there's a topic on death where Jesse just talks about his feelings on religion and why they should be separate or why they're relevant to some situations. And as an atheist, I was like, I kind of agree with you. At the same time, you are pushing this, you fucking asshole. So just slow your roll.
Yeah, even I was at this, I was like, I was like, Enzo might not like this one.
Yeah, I don't like his concept. Him trying to push it. I was like, buddy, slow your roll. She gets it, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know why. Someone once told me that this movie has a bittersweet ending, but I was like, I don't think it's bittersweet. I think it's just it's just life again.
It isn't. Yeah. No. I mean, I would say. Sorry if I'm cutting you off.
That's fine.
I would say it is a bit bittersweet because unless you watch the second one or you know what happens in the second movie, like if this is the only movie that they had, sure, it's a sweet ending. They'll see each other again, but knowing the fact that later on they'll meet 9 years later, and you're like, yeah, that is bittersweet. To me, it is.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes life is like that, where you're like, oh, I'll see you in a few months, right? And then life just goes on, and you're like, fuck, I said a few months. What did I do?
It sounds very familiar. Oh, it's only 2 weeks of suspension. It was like,
Oh, you're fuck. It's a different,
oh.
it's a different. Like maybe it'll just be quick. My entire life, sure. 2 years of my life, sure. But yeah, I really don't have anything to add. This might be one of our quickest videos.
I guess so. Yeah, dude, it feels like it feels just like an episode of like any other series, but
Yeah.
there's not a lot to talk about. I really suggest just to experience Before Sunrise yourself and watch the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
If you have a significant other or you're watching it alone, like it's such a nice escape to think about. Oh, what if I got lost or lost in Europe or lost with somebody in Europe?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a nice concept just to be lost in
Yeah.
another place? Not to a point where you can't find your way back home, but you just like enjoy, no itinerary, nothing like that. You just go from like a bar, a park, a
Yeah.
restaurant,
As someone who likes to travel, I would like to do that one of these days. Just get lost. Not as you said,
Yeah.
not totally lost, but like, just like, you know what? It's the middle of the night. Why not just walk around?
Yeah, it is my bucket list. So, like, okay, yeah. What is one country that you would gladly be lost in?
Honestly, Japan.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Well, like,
Most definitely.
it is a bucket list of mine. Is just to roam around Japan
Yeah.
and give myself like 2 weeks of being lost.
Yeah.
I'll just go to a random bar, go to like weird places.
And most importantly, it's safe. Unlike,
Yeah.
be honest, unlike here where you're like, I want to walk at midnight in Makati. You're like, are you fucking stupid?
Hey, okay, not gonna lie, Makati's not that bad. just,
Some parts you're like, I don't want to
I
go down
guess,
that
just
corner.
don't get mugged, Jesus Christ. But like, don't go to like, I don't know, like, guess backwoods Cavite or Tondo or like some shit like that.
If you walk midnight in Tondo, you're really asking for trouble.
I guess so. But
Yeah.
But
What can
yeah,
you do?
that's a question to the audience. If you had a country to get lost in, what would it be?
Yeah. Comment down below. Before we wrap this up, what would you rate this movie?
I would give this one a solid. Nah, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the concept. Not really my pace. It's very slow,
Yeah.
but then again, you kind of get engrossed with the concept of like, what if I got lost with somebody?
Yeah.
It'll always flow around in your head when you watch this movie. I'm like, what would I do? What would the questions be I would ask her or him?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it, and yeah, my girlfriend really likes it too. So yeah, it's a 9.5 out of 10. Sorry, 8.5 out of 10. My bad.
Yeah, I'll also give this an 8. Like, I can't really think of anything to complain about, but not go any higher. It's just a very simple movie that you can just vibe to and just relax to, and just think about some of the concepts they throw out there, but not too hard. I guess that's for like the second movie, if ever we do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a charming, pleasant movie. That's just two strangers getting lost together and finding their feelings for each other. And you're like, all right, cool. Not much happening in terms of like, no one's in danger, no one is sick.
Yeah, there's no stakes at
Yeah.
all in this movie. They're like, he's not gonna lose this girl.
Yeah.
Like if he does something wrong, well, for sure he will. But like,
Yeah.
like there's no feeling of that. Like
Yeah.
nothing's taking her away.
Yeah, it's not like she'll spontaneously combust if he doesn't say they want us to say.
You went from 10 to 100 very quick.
Right? I'm like, fuck, it's my train is. Oh, you're on fire. Oh my god.
Also, to all you guys or girls who like to debunk and take the fun out of an experience, and it's nice to hear your thoughts from time to time, but at some points just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
That's my tip. It does get annoying when you're like, oh, he probably just threw in the word milkshake in that poem. I was like, I asked him to.
Right.
But yet again, we got a really good poem.
Yeah. So what's your problem, man? So,
Yeah. So anyway, that's my advice to any of y'all who want to get lost in Europe, Japan, America. I don't know.
but yeah, that's been our video for Before Sunrise. What do you guys think? If you have a favorite of this trilogy, comment down below, or any, I guess, realistic romance movie that you like very much. Comment down below as well. If you like our videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments, Spotify to hear us on the go. In the video on TikTok, I am Zoda's Voices. I do funny voices, I do serious voices, anywhere, and voices in between. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JomGOM_ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.